Well, hello there, Internet. Once more, it's Monday. It's in fact the 18th of May, 2020. And if it's Monday and it's miniatures, well, that must mean I'm here to ramble. I'm Dakion, by the way, and these are the guys I should have finished last week, but I didn't, and now they're done. And they look really weird, and this is because I have no idea what to do with them. But they're sort of grayish. They're called bloodstone gnomes, so I thought there should be some red in there, and there should be some stone. And I thought their weapons might be various combinations of jade and obsidian, but some look better in metallic. And some of their armor looks like it could be made of stone, but some is metal, and some is leather. It's all a bit random, don't you know? And this little dude here, I have no idea what this is or why he has a spike coming out of his mouth. It can't be a tongue, can it? For some reason they put a spike through the head of this poor thing. It's some slave carrying their baggage. I don't know. It's really, really odd. Right. I have no idea if these make any sense. But there's paint on them. And that's all that matters. I can add them to the finished pile. And here we have a couple of monsters in the bones. And these are classic D&D monsters, of course. They're called by different names by Reaper. So the hook horror is called, I think, a Gloomstalker. And the Umber Hulk was called a Burrowing Behemoth. Huh. Funnily enough, I've done the exact same varnishing process, but I've managed to kill the sheen much better on this guy. Also, I spent a lot more time on the Mr. Blue here. This was a fast and dirty paint job, but I'm actually happier with the result on this guy. Maybe that's a lesson. I shouldn't overthink things and overwork them. Just do something quick and dirty and get it out on the playing table. We'll see if I can get another coat of matte varnish on this dude and see if that helps. Or maybe I can leave it as it is. Maybe he has a shiny carapace. It could be. It's probably fine. It's probably the direct lighting that's making it flash so much. Maybe if I kill the light here. See? When it's a little darker, you don't notice it so much. This is more like gaming light anyway. Yeah. But overall, I'm pleased with how they turned out. Oh, and finally, for the finished section, here's a surprise. These weren't supposed to be done already, but they were so extremely simple. It's just a few coats of transparent paint, and we have a lot of colored slimes. I don't know if they don't represent these particular monsters in D&D. Maybe this is green slime. Maybe this is an ochre jelly. The other two, I don't know. I just felt like I needed some red and some blue slimes. but you know, they're done, and they're funny, I suppose. So let's move on to the stuff that is not finished. Now we have a few models that are not finished. These two minx models, the wizard, I've just done very little work on. The witch, a bit more. She's well on the way. And the zombie dragon has seen some base coating and a lot of dry brushing. Next stage is a lot of controlled washes. And then maybe some more dry brushing, and then some more washes, and some glazes, and a little bit of back and forth until I get a result that I'm happy with. It can take a little time when you have this much surface area to cover. But work proceeds. These are the latest Bones minis that I've prepped. You can see in the front here the werebore, and then all the barrow whites. And because the barrow whites, they have a lot of metal armor on them, and I'm going to paint them pretty dark colors overall, I think. Undead that have been in the ground for a long time should be kind of dark and grungy. And so I started with a really dark gray primer, and then just added a little bit of tan from the top to highlight and pick out the skulls. The swords, they were actually curved the other way, and then I straightened them with hot and cold water, but now they've taken on a twist the opposite way to what they originally were. But unfortunately, these are really soft. There's not that much you can do with them. These were a bit harder. They were darker. The ones with the axis, darker plastic. I don't know. I don't think they're bones black. They're not that. No, they're not that hard. So I'm not sure why the color is different. But anyway, 6 whites. Oh, and I have these little Grape Stones I've added to every base are not original. I've added those from a kit of Grape Stones that I picked up, like resin bits, scenery bits. And it's just to amplify the idea that they have crawled out of a tomb somewhere. And these are all different. There's nothing in the back here, but I'm going to add some brush or flocking or something to fill out the back of the base after they've been painted. So, yeah, that's that. As you can perhaps tell, these are not primed. They're not even cleaned. Basically, all I've done with these is take them out of the packaging and look at them for a little while. But I thought, I could show you what they look like anyway, because this is interesting. If you've never painted metal models, which I understand some people have not, if you stick to GW, this is what a metal model looks like, burrs and all. It has they all have little bits of, I call these burrs, because they're not actually flashing. Some people call it flash, but you can call it flash. Little bits of metal that are left over from the casting process that you just remove and you smooth out the place it was. This wand was bent, and I've straightened it. So I'm thinking of what to do for basing here. I haven't decided whether I'm gonna try to cut off these and do some prettier bases, or if we're just gonna do this, glue them on a common plastic base and do the standard dirt and grass thing. This one is somewhat simpler because it's tabbed, so cutting the tab off is very easy compared to getting one of these integrated bases off. Now these are not all that thick, so it's doable, but I'll have to think about it some more. And it is unboxing time. I got an order I placed earlier this year from Hassle-Free. Packaged. It's just a few random models. There's 4 resin models. Some of them are limited edition casts, and some are just normal models that are available in somewhat finer detailed resin versions. And then there is Alice. There's 4 versions of Alice in Wonderland. One of these I've painted before. I had this Alice with the cat, but I realized they had a lot of different versions of Alice. We have Bunny Alice, FUUK Alice, and Problem Alice with a knife. And if you recall, I was talking when I painted this version of Alice. I was wondering whether I should paint the normal Alice or the dark Alice from the video games. So this got me thinking. There's several versions of this model that could go darker. So this is a future project, just painting a lot of different versions of Alice. But I'm not going to do this right away. For various reasons, I'm saving these. I'm putting them aside for the moment. And the new projects I'm going to start up this week or the coming weeks, that I want to start chipping away at old Kickstarters. And I think I've shown you a little bit of these guys before. These are some of the miniatures from a Kickstarter that, oh god, the name escapes me. Arcane something. It was a Kickstarter that took a really long time to deliver, and then when they finally delivered, it was not the metal casts they promised. They went with a resin instead, and there was some bullshit about it. Oh, it provides better detail. No, it's because it's cheaper and easier to just cast in resin. You can do it almost yourself, and you don't need the big production facilities for metal. And as you can see, all of these are chopped up into lots of bits, so they need a lot of assembly. And some of them are of uncertain quality even. And you know, I was so frustrated and disgusted with the project that when they arrived, I just put them aside and I didn't bother with them. But and anyway, there's a total of 12 minis in this. I'm not showing all of them right now. These are Arcane Factories. That was the name of the Kickstarter. I don't know if that was the name of the company, but they're kind of 32mm scale, I believe, most of them. Fantasy, some steampunky stuff. Just a mixed bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start prepping these, and because there's so many small pieces, I'm going to have to almost prep them one at a time, so I don't lose any pieces. And that means I'm not sure I'll have all 12 of them ready and primed by next Monday. But, you know, because they're all very different, painting them there's no way to production line the painting of them anyway, so it'll take a long time. And so it doesn't matter. So this is a project that might be spread out over several weeks. Yeah, but I want to see what I can do with them. Oh, here's one that's mostly one piece. And they, you know, some of them don't look half bad. They're kind of interesting. So I'm hoping I can salvage something from this. But I can't. That's not enough. I have to do something else as well as that side project. So this brings us to the Dreadmere expansion from Bones 4, which is the second to last expansion box I have. The last one is the Lost Valley, which I'm saving for now. So this is Dreadmere has a theme of a kind of there's a lot of civilian humans supposedly living in some small town or village by the name of Dreadmere, and it's probably close to a mere, that is a lake of some sort, because there's some fishy type monsters in there, like this big fish and this is a crocodile dude and a kind of other sort of reptile dude. The interesting thing about this box is that this guy, the big dude in the middle here, he's not in here. You'll recall perhaps that I painted him already. He was in the Fan Favorites expansion set, and I also got him as a bonus mini at one point when ordering him from Reaper. So that's kind of odd. But these townsfolk are in there, and various others. And I haven't even decided which models I'm going to pick out first from it, because it kind of depends on how quickly I can prep these guys, and how many of them I can get prepped by next Monday. Because I know that whatever's in here, the prep will be very fast and easy. So I can just pull whatever out of there to sort of fill in the gaps in my lineup. And that'll be not really an issue. So, what you will see readied by next Monday will be largely a surprise to you, and perhaps to me as well. Okay, time to stop rambling. That's enough information for one episode. Again, click like if you liked it, or even if you didn't. Subscribe, comment, share, and be back here in a week. Same time, no, maybe same day, same channel, same me. But for now, Ducky and signing off.